Hey everyone, Mike McClary here from Amazing.com and Zoof Seller Software. And today we're going to talk about the single most important metric for your Amazon business that no one wants to talk about. And to do that, I brought along Melz and Sean from Intellivi. Melz, Sean, welcome to the video.
Great being here.
Thank you for having us, Mike.
Without any further ado, what is that one metric that you guys have drilled into me and how important it is and that other sellers need to be aware of for their businesses as well?
You know, there's a lot of metrics that are important, but there's one we found out is the most important one. And that one is CTR, click-through rate. Everybody's talking about keyword ranks. Everybody's talking about CVR, conversion rates. You know, ACoS should be good, PPC, ROAS, EBC, reviews. Everybody is focusing on all sorts of elements, but most of the people are ignoring CTR completely. And why we believe it's the most important metric, I'll tell you in a second. But first of all, by focusing on this, so here you see some of the results. So we have some case studies that we have, like we did go from 0 to 250 units a day in 14 days. We had another product that was dead in the water for a year and a half, and dead in the water, it was selling 20 units a day. We got it to 300 units a day in 10 days by focusing on CTR alone. And then we had another launch, 0 to 100 units per day in 20 days. And the list goes on and on and on. It's too long to actually go, but especially the one that was dead in the water, I would like to focus on that, because people that are around for a while, they know that if a product is dead in the water, it has so much negative historical data, it's almost impossible to get it back up. Well, with focusing on the right elements, we actually got it back up. It led to another problem that we ran out of stock 2 times in a row, just came in stock like recently again. Now probably it will go out of stock again because the sales keep increasing, which is a good thing. But yeah, that's the power of CTR. Yeah. So, and this is all data from recent, like I'm not talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. This is all data from the last 5 to 7 months. Right.
You know, that's interesting. I want to focus on this as well. For any sellers out there right now that have a product dead in the water, like Mel said, we all have them. And you may think that there's no way to get those up and selling again, no matter how many rebates you try or money you throw at PPC. This strategy is one of the ways to resuscitate a product that has not been doing well, right, Nels?
Yeah, if the product is good, right? Because it's not working for every product, of course. I mean, if you have a crappy product, we cannot make you sell, right? I have to be dead honest. I mean, those days are over. If you go back to 2014, 2016, it was possible to take like a cheap knockoff product, and with the tricks applied, you can get it to bestseller position. But those days are over. So I cannot promise that this strategy will actually help you. But if your product is good and you know it, absolutely sure. Focusing on the right elements, the right CTR will help you a lot.
This is a major change that has occurred in the algorithm, where the algorithm used to look with great scrutiny at past historical data. So we always call that negative data trends. So, you know, you always wanted to avoid a negative data trend, because if you did, it would compound in a wrong way and it would be hard to revive a product. But what we found is that Amazon has shifted and the algorithm has shifted, and you can take existing products, and if you improve this key metric, they will expand your placements, your traffic, all of these different things. Amazon focusing on relevancy. So I just want to throw that in there.
So, but first, like for the people, I'm not sure if everybody knows what CTR is. So CTR is the click-through rate, but where do your product appear, right? It's not only on search, it's in the Amazon marketing machine. It's like on the recommendation engine, everywhere where your product appears. CTR is super important. If you go to like a search page, and you type in a search term, let's say coffee mug, then you see a whole list of like items, right? CTR is the amount of people that actually click the product. They don't buy, they just click your product over other products. The second most important metric is CVR, the conversion. You need to convert the customer from a click into a sale. And that's where the rest of your listing like comes into play. Like your secondary images, your bullet points, your enhanced brand content, your reviews, and what kind of reviews are voted up and stuff like that. But that's all secondary, because if you don't get the click, you don't get a visitor. If you don't get a visitor, you don't get the sale. So focusing on these impressions, like if you are showing up in impressions, do you get people click? And if you have that done, and that's what Sean said, that's the flywheel effect. I mean, and the flywheel effect that works as follows, and it's maybe a little bit of a algorithmic explanation, but that's what Amazon is. It's an algorithm, right? And it's also like the way that many social media platforms work. And how that works, and maybe it's easiest to explain, let's say TikTok setting. So if you have a video and post it on TikTok, TikTok is showing it to like a subset of 50 people. And if 50 people watch that video till the end, or maybe 25 watch it till the end, they know, wow, that seems that there's significant interest for this product. Then they show it to 100 people. And if the same metric applies to those 100 people, then they show it to 500 people. Then they show it to 1,000 people, to 5,000 people, 10,000 people. That's how stuff goes viral. That's not by people sharing it. That's just by an algorithm seeing how many people are viewing or clicking on a certain listing or an ad or a video or whatever. They show it to a different subset, a bigger subset. And that's exactly how Amazon works. So Amazon is giving you like test set of traffic. If you launch a new product, so to speak, there's no way you can appear in search. And still you sometimes get sales and you get sessions. And sometimes you see the spike in these sessions. So you have like 5 sessions, 10 sessions, 100 sessions, and suddenly you get like 800 sessions in a day or 2 days in a row. That's a subset. Amazon is giving you some impressions. And if people are clicking on the impressions and you're able to convert that traffic, then it's a validation of the subset. If the subset is validated, Amazon gives you a new subset. If that's validated, you get a bigger subset. That's how it works.
That's a great way of thinking. I never thought about it that way. That they're going to continually show you to more and more in order to gauge the key metrics, click-through rate, then conversion rate, and then that flywheel just kind of takes off from there. And it's not just search, right? You're showing up all over the place in the Amazon marketing machine.
It's like search is covers only 40% of traffic to listings, and it's 50% is coming from the recommendation engine, and 10% is coming from external traffic. They know that if we show your product instead of a competitor's, we get less clicks, so we don't show you. And vice versa. If you have better click-through rate, they show you instead of your competitors. So where does it start? With a great listing product tile, so you get the click. So start selling on your tile what the product is actually offering.
So let's talk about the tile again. I know that we talked about that in a previous video, but what makes up this product tile that you guys talk about?
If you go to search, that's the thing that you see. So it's the main image, like a tiny version of the main image. Then it's the title, it's the price, it's the stars, you like the review rate, the amount of ratings, and the average star rating. That's the tile. That's the single most important element of your Amazon listing. That's where you get the attention of people. So they see it in search, that's an impression. Then they click, and that's the click-through rate. So, and the better that metric is, the higher you are in rank, the more sales that you're getting, the more exposure Amazon is giving you on whatever places that they present your product to, even to a point where Amazon is going to spend money on Google Ads for your specific product. I mean, Amazon is doing that. They have a budget for every subcategory, and the products with the best CTR, they actually market on Google with their budget. You're not paying for it.
What's the takeaway that anyone watching this video can do to improve their CTR? Are there some simple things they can do?
Sure. So the practical thing is like know your customers. That's one thing. Know your competitors. What are they doing? And show in your image where you outperform them. Right? If you can outperform, if you have something that you're selling, start selling it on your main image. Start selling it in the front of your title. And don't copycat what everybody else is doing. Try to find something specific that your product is good at better and start make it visible. And that's where you get the click. Sometimes it's only attention. And don't fall into the trap that is clickbait, because if clickbait sometimes works, if every product in your category is like black and you start selling a pink one, you might get a click, but people don't like it because it's too different. So they actually mess up your numbers. But understanding your market, understanding why people buy your product, and then coming back what you mentioned in a lot of previous videos, ask people. What make people tick? Why do they click on something? If you present them like a set of product listings, which of those are they going to click and why? And if they say, I want to click that one, well, why? Well, for XYZ reason. Okay, great. And they ask the next one and they come up with a reason. And then if you have like else 50 people in a row, then you get a story. They say, hey, so many people are picking this one over that one. And then you get like a metric. 30 people are picking that. Why are they picking that product? What can I do to improve it? How can I win it from them if they click it? There's only one thing that they see, the image. So you have to win it from there. And that's like ask people. I don't have like a short solution, but the short answer is practical. Talk to people. That's it.
Well, I mean, there might be another solution as well. Like I know IntelliBee makes that a lot simpler. We'll be talking about that a little more at some point in the future. Focus on click-through rate. Make sure that your tile image, title are as compelling as possible compared to your competition. You also mentioned have to have a good product.
And one big thing, I think that this is something that people don't realize, is that reviews are important. But for new products, you can, and we've seen it time and time again with all the data we have access to on new launches, is you can do significant sales volume without a lot of reviews. So if you master the presentation, and obviously if you develop a good product and then you present it well, you can generate sales volume with, say, your leading competitors have 700 reviews and you have 5, you can still compete. Obviously, for the long term, you definitely want to get quality reviews, and that is crucial, but that has changed as well.
Absolutely. That's the 2 launches I just talked about, like from 0 to 250 units in 14 days and 0 to 100 in 20 days. I mean, both of them like 0 reviews. Well, the other one had, like, by the time of 20 days, they had like a review or 2, but they skyrocket like without reviews. And the interesting thing is, we studied like all the materials from Amazon, like all the patent information that we could find, get our hands on from 2001 up until now about this. And there was like one gap that they tried to fix, and it was in 2011, I think it was. And the solution came from creating those subsets, and it's coming from the, like, when a movie is launched. It can be like a very great movie. If it, as per the algorithm, they don't show you. Nobody ever watched it because it's new. Nobody liked it because nobody watched it. So how can an algorithm actually determine that to put this product somewhere in front? So that's the fresh start, which we always we have called it, like the honeymoon period. Stuff happens. Right now, Amazon got rid of the honeymoon. Well, they still have the honeymoon, but they have it in between as well. They give subsets like all the time. They see something change to the listing, they give you a subset of traffic. If you confirm that, it's validated, they give you a next subset and a next subset. And that's the only way that we've been able to get an old product dead in the water to get over 300 units in like 14 days. That's the only way. Algorithmic driven. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that, like I said, that's a big change. Most people don't realize this. You guys have tons of data, some very high-end sellers you work with to validate that these are not theories. They're actually practical things you can implement. Click-through rate definitely wasn't one of the things that I would focus on in the past. Now I am seeing the results, but thanks to you guys especially. And if anyone wants to see more, like the video, share this video, ask us a question, or drop a comment below. We'll make sure that we try to get to as many as possible. We'll also be having a workshop coming up soon where you can join us. And we're going to do deeper dives on all this stuff, kind of showing you how you can go in and implement some really key strategies and tactics. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. We'll have news coming up very soon on when that's going to take place. Mels, Sean, thank you guys so much for joining today, for sharing all this wisdom and knowledge.
Great being here, man. Awesome.
Take care. We'll see everyone soon.